So in this video, I actually wanted to explain that this gamer driver that I've been using in my videos so far is actually my backup one. It was a second one that I got. And it's actually just well, it's still kind of dirty. It's a little more beat up. And it still has some marks and still has some dirt and fuzz that's in the crevices and stuff. It's kind of hard to see, like, really close up, but it does have a lot more, like, dirt in the screw holes and stuff. Like, it's just a lot more dirtier and beat up than my very first one. But what I wanted to, well, these are pretty beat to hell too, but see, I wanted to be able to wear my belts, and of course they're made more for kids and stuff. Like, these buckles are even beat up more than my first pair. But I got like an extender hoping that, it would fit, and it still was like a bit off from fitting. And I was kind of like, why am I trying to get make the extenders work or whatever, when I could just put a normal belt of some type that's very similar, like black or something, and just fit it into the buckles. Because the buckles you can unscrew, and this system is kind of like an L, and they spring against each other. And see, this is just sitting down here with these screws between it, and kind of a piece right here. So I was like, oh, these could easily just be taken apart and put an actual belt in there. And here's my first driver that I got, because originally I just had this and Mighty Action X. But this one's a lot better condition, and it's not as dirty or scratched or has marks or anything. But here is the belt that I made. Essentially, it's got these parts, which are also cleaner than the other ones. But yeah, I just affixed a really nice, thick belt in there. I had this extra buckle to put with that too, so they can be on, like, the back or your side of your hips, because it doesn't actually have to hold it anymore. Then you just have this one here. And it fits me just well using this belt. And upon further inspection, the Swordriver has these exact same buckle and belt system. They're just red. So I can use this to wear the Swordriver when I get it, and the Ziku driver, because it's pretty much the same thing. This buckle is just shaped differently. So that way I can use this same belt, even though, these won't be the right color. But they'll be kind of hidden behind the devices just a little bit. Unlike how these ones kind of are. But I don't really care. I'll just be able to actually wear them without, fiddling around with extenders and stuff to try to make the belt right, when I could just use a normal belt. But yeah, that's just pretty much what I wanted to talk about, was that I pretty much made my own belt that I can use with other drivers. And I don't know if anybody else has ever really talked about it and done it, but I think it's a pretty good idea. Because if you can take these off, there's these two square towers, and there's one right here. if you make holes and sit the belt right here, mine's not quite as long, but if you make it long enough, you can make a hole here, here, and there, and you'll press it through and put this down, it'll sandwich it down there, and it'll hold it. At some point, just to sturdy it, I might put something else right in there to help hold this down, because this center piece is kind of what all is holding it. This is a really, really strong belt. Like, the few times I took it off to adjust some stuff, it was like sealing up the holes I was making in it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. This one that I've been using is just the backup one, and not my really good looking one. It's just been in my room. So maybe it'll be helpful, and people will like, oh yeah, I can, make a belt, so I don't have to mess with that either, and it looks more realistic. Plus you can slot the Kimiwaza slot holder on here, which I need to get a more completed version, because mine doesn't have the twin slot holders that are supposed to be on it. And on that, where the part that goes onto the belt, if you take it apart, you could actually put like a little bit of rubber in the grooves of both sides of it, and when you put it onto the belt, it's going to clip onto this a bit more and can't move around, because this is kind of rough, and the rubber will help it just kind of stick and not be able to move, and it shouldn't fall off. But yeah, hopefully it's been kind of informational. I'm not sure, but it definitely made me happy to be able to make something like that. So, till next time, I'll see you guys later for another X8 or Kamen Rider review.